Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Perceptor and Convex. For the package, you got a really nice image of Convex detaching from Perceptor on the back card, along with the Transformers text and Generation logo, as well as an open window that fully showcases the figure, as well as all of his accessories. On the back of the package, you got other figures in the Titans Return line, as well as images of his robot, as well as his actual microscope mode. And it says, with the Decepticons rising, the Autobots power up with Titan Master partners to stop them. Convex gives Perceptor the ability to shrink to microscopic size. He can repair or sabotage systems on a micro level. He just has to do it before he returns to full size. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the Deluxe Class Perceptor open up and out of its packaging, and finally, we have a Perceptor in a microscope mode. Now, several years ago, we got a Reveal the Shield Deluxe version of Perceptor, which updated his look and gave him kind of like a science-y SUV kind of thing. I like that. I thought that was a pretty good update to the overall character itself. I don't think I ever actually reviewed the toy because the transformation was horrendous on it. Vehicle mode and robot mode looked really good. I just hated that transformation. But this is more of that classic look, and I love it. Now, granted, scale-wise, this completely blows it out of the water. A microscope is never going to be as big as this is when you compare it to like a car or something like that. But this guy still looks really very cool. Now, coming in to take a closer look at the figure, he does come with his collector card. Now, I forgot to show off cups in that review, but you got that nice image which is replicated on the back of the actual card, and then on the back, you have his tech specs. Same thing here with Perceptors. You got a more extended image of that back card art. And then on the back of the actual card, you got his tech specs. And as you can see, he's not very fast at all. And even when you attach Convex, it doesn't make him all that much faster. So you still get those collector cards. Now, taking a look at Convex first, very, very simple. They're not really putting in a lot of paint. Good detail on there, though. I'm trying to see that it kind of looks like it's a Perceptor there. I kind of dig that. But you just have this black and red molded plastic, and then obviously to transform him, you just rotate that down. And there you have Perceptor's head. You got some nice silver paint for his face, and obviously yellow for his eyes. Then for his accessories, he does come with his rifle. You can kind of see it's got a little bipod that kind of stand right there. You can take Convex and open him up, and you can sit him on the inside there, use that as a gun, that for Convex as like a little cannon or something like that. So you do have that. You got extra little pegs all over the place. You can put these kind of anywhere really on him. It doesn't look all that good. No matter where you really put him, you can do something like that. I mean, if you wanted to. And one thing that's really cool is that one of the leftover modes from the original G1 toy was a tank. Believe it or not, it was a Diaclone figure, and it was also a tank. And when they switched it over to Transformers and Hasbro and things like that, they never really took that out. So it was kind of a secret mode, I guess, but it was in there. And Hasbro, again, has done it with this guy. I'll show that off here in a bit, but in his microscope mode, really very cool. Nice paint detail here along the side. You got the red in a teal plastic, nice silver up here for the little dials. Good detail on the inside here. Really, I love the paint on here. Really very nice. Got some nice silver right there. You got the black and red for the actual microscopic thing, and then you got the dial right here. You can move this down. Now, it does have a lens on the inside there. I don't really think it's all that functional. You're not going to really magnify too much. I mean, you probably can, but you can actually take Convex and then actually show this, laying him right here, and obviously you can then take this, and you can have him scan and things like that, so you can zoom in and like, I see something wrong with your face. But that's basically what the purpose, I guess, of some of this is. But I mean, very simple in general. It's a microscope. You got little peg holes right here that you can have him stand if you really wanted. In general, it's very fun, very much like the G1 look, and I really do enjoy the way that this guy has turned out. Now, as I said, he does also feature his hidden tank mode. Now, while the actual instructions do not show how to do it, it's actually really fairly easy to figure out. First, what you basically do is you just rotate it around like so. This is going to be the cannon. This section here actually hinges up, and you can kind of flex that back like that. And then these pieces here detach, and then you want to rotate them around like that, and then bring them up like so, and then they'll tab in. Again, there's another tab section right here. You had one here, and now you have another one there. That will line this up on an angle so that you can get them in a tank position of sorts. So just push that in just like that, and now you can see that it's diagonal like that. So again, detach this side, rotate this all the way down like so, spin this up, and then tab that in back along the arm section. Then this little piece right here, and even if you didn't know, there's a lot of extra parts, such as like this whole back section hinging forward. You can then lift this piece up. I forgot to do that as well. So you can bring that around. And then this whole little bottom section rotates out. Get the little foot out of the way, and then you can collapse that down like that. Do that on this side as well. Get that little foot out of the way. Rotate that around like so. Bring that down, and there you have the tank mode. This piece right here, you can fiddle with this a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how this is supposed to go. I'm just basically going by the pictures that I see. But you can then take your little dude here, and you can kind of sit. It looks like you can sit him actually in the middle. Here you got a little peg, but it's not really centered, so I'm not exactly sure how you get them to stand there, per se, so that doesn't really work all that good. But you do have the tank mode, and that's it. That's what you basically have, and that's cool. I mean, I love the fact that they include that. I mean, maybe have him, like I said, stand right here. It's not something that really they needed to include, but the fact that they did, I think, is a real nice throwback. Like, you can see, I mean, you got the tank treads right here, so clearly they intended it. It wasn't something that, like, oh, maybe we can just kind of put that in there kind of thing. I mean, they intended for that to happen. And yeah, I mean, it's an ugly looking tank, but I mean, it's a tank nonetheless. It even has like little wheels on the underside here. So I mean, that's cool. I really do dig that. I give Hasbro a lot of credit for thinking of something along those lines. Kind of throwing us old school fans a bone. Now, to go to his robot mode, take that off like that. You can detach this and then straighten out these legs like so. Take this section. These are going to tuck back up and under like that, and then fold out the foot just like that. Come around here, rotate that. This section collapses up like so. Then get this out of the way, just clears things up a little bit. Then take these arms. These actually hinge up like that. And you rotate that around like so. Do that on that side as well. You can fold out his hands. Those lock into place. Fold out his hands from his forearm. Lock that into place. Get that all straightened up. This actually collapses down, and then this whole section, this might be something to be concerned about because you got this little sliding thing, and it's very stiff, at least on mine. So I would be cautious about like just grabbing it and pulling it. You don't want to break that or anything. And then you can bring this down just like that and set him there. And then let's see, straighten out these legs. Yeah, I got that right. Straighten out these legs, kind of getting him standing there. He wants to lean back sometimes, then take his little head, transform that, and then come around here, and you just peg this in a la all the other Titan return figures. And there you have Perceptor in his robot mode. And again, I really love the way that this guy turned out. Much like the alternate mode, the robot mode here does just such a great job of capturing that Perceptor look. I mean, all the colors really nail it. You got the nice red and teal. You got the silver bits in different areas. I love all these extra printed on paint applications and things like that. A lot of paint detail throughout the entire figure, and it shows very nicely. I guess maybe some people would complain about how big this is, but it is the way that it was in the original toy. I guess you can even take this and you can store this in the back section. So you got some weapon storage there for him. So, I mean, that doesn't bother me really all that much because that's kind of how the original one was. I guess you could talk about maybe some hollow areas. You can definitely see that his arms up here are kind of hollow. The forearms are hollow. The legs, because of the way that they're designed, are a little bit more thin as well. But I don't think it's really all that bad. At least like when you're looking at it, straight on, you don't notice any of that stuff. Real great profile on him as well. One thing that I will say is that you do really have to make sure that you keep him very straight. Otherwise, he will have a tendency to want to lean back. The extra weight from the cannon right here does kind of pull him back some. But great profile, very thin, very streamlined, great look for him. One thing that I will say though also is that the articulation for the head is a little bit limited in the range of motion because of the giant cannon thing here. So when you rotate that around, you can see that the back section of the head kind of hits this because it's like right up against it. So you move it and it rotates that around. I don't think it's really all that bad. And hey, when you're going to spin the head, I guess it makes sense to move the cannon around with it because you want to shoot where you're looking, I guess. But overall, really great looking toy. Now getting them to stand here for a comparison, bringing in the original that Reveal the Shield one that I was talking about. Like I said, I don't think I ever reviewed this because the transformation on it is just abysmal, but you can see, I mean, I really do, as much as I like the way that this looks, there's a lot of elements on here that really aren't all that good when you look at the overall design. I mean, this is very clunky here in the back section, very thin in his thigh area, but very large lower section. A lot of really cool looks for him. Like I said, you can have this on the opposite side for him. I just think that the new one is far superior. Far superior looking. Size-wise, they're about the same height when you include the cannon here, but he does get a little bit taller at the actual head. I mean, while this is a nice figure, this one absolutely replaces it. And then for another comparison, here he is next to Trigger Happy. Is just the figure that I had laying around. And you can see that roughly these guys are about the same size. First articulation, as you could see, the head does rotate. This, again, does kind of get out of the way. You can angle this back if you really wanted to, and you can get more of a range of motion with it. This section here, like you could see, it does hinge, and then it does move forward and back. This can actually detach, so if you wanted to have him use this as a gun, will that fit in there? Well, actually, he's not even holding that. That don't fit in there all that well. I mean, it does. You got to really wedge it in there. So you can use that as a gun if you really wanted to, I guess, or maybe just put that on the back and just have a big giant butt cannon. But I mean, I guess you have other little posts on here as well. You can do something like that. Put that like that if you really wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but you can do all sorts of different things with them. It's, you're a toy. Do what you want. The shoulders here are on ball joints. You get a nice range of motion there. They also kind of move a little bit in and out. He does rotate at the upper part of the bicep, bends at the elbow. The wrists move in and out just as part of the transformation. He doesn't have any waist rotation, which is a little unfortunate, but it's not, the end of the world. Hips move forward and back very nicely. They, when you do want to move them in and out, because these don't lock in, really, you do kind of have to hold it a little bit to get it to ratchet outward a little bit. Does rotate at the upper part of the thigh, bends here at the knee. I guess you could say that he can do a little bit of a jig if you wanted to bend that outward. And then he does have, as part of the transformation, a little bit of toe articulation. So lots of posability in him. You're not going to get him in a lot of dynamic poses, though, because as I talked about, he does have a tendency to want to wobble back if you don't have him really kind of straight. You can use these little pieces to kind of angle that down to give them a little bit better of a heel spur. You just kind of pull that out a little bit, but I don't know necessarily how strong that's going to be over time. But I mean, for Perceptor, I mean, you don't really need him in a heck of a lot of really crazy dynamic poses. Just standing there looking all sciencey, I think is perfectly fine. Now for the transformation back, we're going to just hinge this back and take his head off and set that off to the side. You take this entire assembly and slide this towards the middle, and then this entire section actually lifts up just like that. Come around to the hands, you can tuck those into the actual forearms just like so, then rotate them here and then bring them down, and they shift on the inside here. So again, rotate that around, hinge it down, and then they fit right onto the inside just like so. Come around here to this little piece. It's a little bit tricky to get this section out, so here I'm going to pull out his gun and wedge that out like that, and then bring this section down just like so. Just fold it on the main hinge. Don't bring it down on the lower hinge. It doesn't really need to come down on that extra joint. Then take this, you want to rotate this up and then spin this around just like so. And then you have this little tab that when you bend this in, it's going to lock right underneath. You can kind of see that little hole right there. That's where that tab's going to go to. So bring that in and hinge that around and then lock that into place right there. Do that on this side as well. Bring this up, rotate this out, and then lock that in right along the side like so. If you didn't have these little pieces pointed down, go ahead and do that. You can bring this down just like so. And there you have Perceptor back in his microscope mode. Overall though, great toy. Hasbro really has done a great job recently of taking these Titans Return figures, giving them updated looks, but still homaging their original look. And that's absolutely the case here with Perceptor. Doing him in a microscope mode really is, for me, what I think of when I think of Perceptor. And the fact that they were able to actually fit that tank mode in here really is outstanding. Of the Deluxes from Wave 4, Perceptor here is probably my favorite. The alternate modes, the transformation, the robot mode, and my connection to the character just make him my favorite. So without question, I would absolutely recommend picking this guy up when you can find him. That being said, Perceptor as well as the rest of Wave 4 will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon, so good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, there's Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do for that is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformers Titans Return figures. But beyond that guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please smash that thumbs up button. It goes a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you never miss out on a future review of mine. Or if you're already subscribed, be sure to click on that little bell right below this video, and double check your settings to make sure that they're set so that you get those email notifications. And as always, until next time, be excellent to each other. You're at your best when the going gets rough. You've been put to the test, but it's never enough. You got the touch. You got the power. When all hell's breaking loose, you're